Test, test, 1, 2. I think we are back. Hopefully we're back. Let me make sure we are good to go here. And hopefully we are back. But, okay. So, of course, we had some technical difficulties, but we're back. We're back. So again, if you are chiming in live, we're gonna start this from the beginning. If you're chiming in live, go ahead and give me 2 fire emojis down below. And if you're watching the replay, just go ahead and hit replay down below. Go ahead and type in replay down below. Of course, it is 8:20. I originally wanted this to be only about 30 minutes or so, but of course, with the technical difficulties, then I had to jump back on. But I need to make sure that you guys can hear me. If you can hear me okay, just go ahead and let me know. Give me a thumbs up or something, and we will get started because I want to be mindful of your time. But I definitely want to make sure that I give you the content that we have for tonight. All right. I'm not sure what this is. That just spilled on my stuff. All right. So let's go ahead and get started. All right. So 2 emojis. All right. So I'm assuming you guys can hear me. All right. Good stuff. So here's the deal. Day one again, it was being able to understand the principles of purpose, understanding the principles of purpose, and being able to identify the key things about purpose, because a lot of times we hear this word purpose, but we really don't understand what purpose is. And so yesterday we were talking about the principles of purpose. And so for the sake of making sure that everyone gets what it is that we are going to be doing here, I want to recap what we were discussing on yesterday. But again, first and foremost, let me recap the challenge from yesterday. And that was identifying the 5 most negative people in your life. Okay. Identifying the 5 most negative people in your life. And first and foremost, making a decision that you are going to remove all negativity in your life in 2019. Again, understand that if you are going to deny being denied in 2019, you are going to have to remove all negative influences from your life. Okay. And so that was the challenge from yesterday. Hopefully you guys have written those names down and you have identified the negative influences that you're going to remove. So for the sake of the training and for the sake of the challenge, I have to recap what we discussed yesterday. I'm going to go through this really quick because I want to make sure that I give you what it is that I came to deliver for you tonight. So the first thing, again, remember this, we were saying yesterday that purpose is the reason for your existence. There is a reason that you were born, and your purpose is that reason. Okay, purpose is your assigned area of gifting in life. What do I mean by that? Simply put, understand that there is something that you were created to do that no one else on the planet can do. 6.7 billion people on the earth, and no one is no one has been created to fulfill this assignment like you have. There may be people that do things similar to you, but there's no one that's been created to fulfill purpose in this area of gifting at the capacity that you've been created to fulfill it. So never ever never minimize the purpose and your gift. Okay. Point number 3 yesterday was purpose is the solution you've been born or created to release to the world. Again, God saw that there would be a problem existing in the earth during your generation, and he provided a solution to that problem, and he placed it on the inside of you. Therefore, you are all that. Okay, regardless of what people may think about you, you are indeed all that. All right. So, Key number 4 was purpose is posture. It's the boldness. It's the confidence that you can have when you walk into a room. You can now walk into a room with your head held high because you know that you bring something to the table that no one else can bring to the table, whether it's at your workplace, whether it's at a social event, whether it's at a internship, whatever it is, you have been given the ability to walk with a new swag about yourself because you're walking in your purpose. Remember, the saying is when you're living in your purpose, there's no such thing as competition. So purpose allows you to have that boldness and that confidence that you destined to have. Number 5, we said that purpose is preordained or pre-established destiny. Jeremiah 29:11 reminds us that before we were formed in our mother's womb, God already knew us. He already gave us a predetermined destiny. As a matter of fact, it says he gave us an expected end. What does that mean? It means that your chart or your course in life has already been laid out. Our responsibility is to simply walk it out. We need to seek the manufacturer. We need to seek the creator and how, first and foremost, to recognize it and then how to actually live it. Are you with me? So purpose is pre-established destiny. Number 6, purpose is undeniable. What does that mean? When you begin to live a life of purpose, when you begin to walk every single day on purpose and intentional, people will begin to recognize that there's something different about you. People will gravitate not to you, but they will gravitate to the gift that's been placed on the inside of you. We're going to dig into that. I don't want to jump ahead. And then, of course, we said point number 7 was understanding that purpose is your power source to sustain energy. What do we mean by that? Simply put, some of us are tired every single day, not necessarily because we're doing too much in the day necessarily, but because we may be doing something that is not in alignment with what we've been created to do. Purpose gives you energy. We said that a bird actually gains energy from flight. Fish get energy from swimming. Are y'all hearing me? Therefore, you and I we have energy. Like when I'm speaking on a stage, for example, when I'm speaking to an audience, I get energy from this. Why? Because it's purpose that's pulling on me, and it's not just personal ambition. Are y'all with me? So now tonight, my goodness, if you want more detail, let me say that if you want more detail about those keys that we just went over, go back and watch day 1. Okay, watch day 1 of this 3-day challenge, and I really want you to follow what we're getting ready to lay out because it will change your life. 2019 can be your year if you choose for it to be. Okay, or it can be just like 2018. It's completely up to you, but understand that you have a choice to make. You have a choice to make, and in this challenge, in this group, Awaken Your Purpose, your life will never be the same. So tonight, we're going to talk about how to recognize. How do you recognize that purpose? Once you've begun to understand that you have a purpose, and every single one of us do. If you're watching this right now, I'm telling you, you have a purpose. The fact that you're still alive means that you have an assignment to fulfill, okay? And there's no one that can tell you that that's not the case. So when you're talking about recognizing purpose, the best way for me to roll this out is I'm always reminded of Mother Teresa, for example. Many of you guys are very familiar with Mother Teresa, but what most people don't know is the history of Mother Teresa. Most people know her as the individual that kind of ushered in peace, and she spoke to third world nations, and she spoke literally around the world. She was about feeding the homeless. She was about just giving sacrificially in ways that people today is mind-blowing at the capacity that she poured herself out. But here's what most people don't know about this phenomenal pillar in history, and that was that Mother Teresa was actually a school teacher at one point. She started off as a school teacher, and what she said, she was asked, how did you go from being a school teacher to now basically feeding the homeless every single day. Like your life is dedicated to providing food, shelter, love to the homeless. This little 4'9" lady literally went around the world and changed lives for the homeless and the needy, right? And so she was asked the question, how did she get from being a school teacher to now traveling the world and helping the needy? Okay, and here's what she said. Every single day that she would walk to work, she was getting sick and tired of walking past and stepping over homeless people on the street. And it became so invigorating on the inside of her that she felt that she had to do something about it. She went to work every single day and she literally had to step over homeless people just to get to work. And she said it got to a point where she could no longer function at her job per se, teaching the children, because all she could do was picture the homeless that she would step over every single day. And she became, key word, okay? She became angry. She became angry at what she was seeing. And no matter how many times she tried to sway away from it, no matter how many times she tried to get another picture, she could not shake it. She could not shake walking over homeless people every single day. True story. And so she made a decision that for the rest of her life, she was going to do what she could do in order to help every homeless or needy person that she ever encountered. And this became her ignited purpose in life. Listen to me. It became an ignited purpose on the inside of her. She became so angry that she felt that she had to do something about it. So, what am I telling you? In order for you to first be able to recognize your purpose, you have to identify that thing. Write this down, okay? You have to be able to identify that thing that is making you uniquely angry. Now, why do I say uniquely angry? Because there's a lot of things that can make you angry. And I remember when my mentor, the late Dr. Miles Monroe, said, Mike, what is it that makes you angry? What gets you upset? And honestly, that question in itself got me upset, because I'm sitting here like, so much makes me upset. What kind of, that question made me upset, right? So many things makes us upset, but there's this one thing that makes you uniquely angry. What do I mean by uniquely angry? So angry to the point that when you see it done to someone else, or when something is happening to you, you feel that you have to do something to correct it. You can't sleep at night because you feel that you have to do something to fix this problem. You can't function in your daily work or job because you feel that you have to do something about it. It makes you uniquely angry. It boils you to your core. Whatever that is a clear indication of the problem that you've been set to solve on the earth. Let me say this again. Whatever makes you uniquely angry is a clear indication of what you are set on this planet to solve. That is the problem that you have been predestined. Remember, in day number 1, we talked about purpose is preordained destiny. We must understand that that problem that we see that's making us angry is the thing that we've been set here to solve. That's a clue to what you're supposed to be doing. I want to get you to understand that no level of fulfillment would ever come into your life until you begin to identify that and make a decision that that is what you're going to do. No job can pay you the correct amount of money because purpose literally knocks down the barrier and explodes. But purpose is the detonator to the barrier of financial lack. Purpose is the detonator to explode the wall or the barrier of financial lack. What am I saying? When you're living in your purpose, you'll never have to worry about money again, because purpose or your wealth transfer is attached to your purpose. Mother Teresa had never, ever wanted for anything after she began to walk in her purpose. Check the history. People began to pour into her in ways that they never poured into her as a school teacher. Why? Because she was living in her purpose. What makes you uniquely angry? What is ticking you off right now, so much so that you feel that you're losing sleep because you got to do something to correct it? Whatever that is, start to recognize that. Write it down. Now, here's what's exciting to me. For each and every one of you that's taking a look at this right now, here's what's exciting. One thing that I know about purpose, as I was saying yesterday, is that it pulls on you. And even as you're watching me right now on this screen, purpose is pulling on me. Let me help you with something so it won't be a shock to you when it happens. My assignment in life is to cultivate potential within the boundaries of purpose. What does that mean? It means that my responsibility, my assignment, is to stir up the gift on the inside of you so that now you can have the boldness and the confidence to first be able to recognize who you really are and then be able to walk in that purpose. When that happens, it's impossible for you to ever deny or ignore the signs of purpose being pulled on you again. Why am I telling you this? Because some of you right now are going to go from today for the rest of your life, and you will be able to sense when purpose is being pulled on you now. It's going to be so prevalent to you because you're getting that. Like, I know right now that the extra heartbeat that you feeling is because purpose is pulling. Are you hearing me? It's time to recognize that and begin to live in it. The second thing I want you to understand is that no. Before I give you the second thing, let me give you another example. Dr. Martin Luther King. Dr. Martin Luther King became angry at the injustice of not just Black people, not just African Americans. Dr. Martin Luther King became angry at the injustice of people. And because of that, he was willing to risk his life to make sure that this problem was solved. My goodness. He was willing to risk his life to solve the problem of injustice in our world. What is it that you're willing to risk your life for, regardless of what people think, regardless of what may be on the other side? He even said, remember this, go to YouTube and find this. I don't remember the exact speech that it was, but he even told the people that I may not get there with you, but we will see or make it to the promised land. He was engulfed with his purpose, and no matter what he did, he could not shake it. He was willing to go to jail. He was willing to get sprayed down by fire hoses. He was willing to get bit by dogs. He was willing to get bust upside the head with boulders and rocks. Why? Because his purpose was greater than the consequence of the pain. Are you hearing me? What is it that you're willing to die for? Once you begin to identify that, nothing could ever get you off track again. So, number three is, what are you willing to do even if you were never paid to do it? What is it that you're willing to do even if you were never paid one penny to do it? Whatever that is a indication that is the purpose that you've been set here, or this is the assignment that you've been set here to fulfill. Money is a byproduct of purpose being fulfilled in your life. Money is a byproduct of the purpose that's being fulfilled in your life. Why am I saying this? Because purpose is attached to serving. Are you hearing me? Purpose is attached to serving. When you serve the multitude selflessly. Money is never an issue. My mentor shared this with me. He said, God provides the resources for purpose. God provides the resources for the purpose to be fulfilled in your life. Therefore, when you have been able to recognize what that is, when you made a decision that you're willing to die for it, and when you've made a decision that whether you get paid for it or not, this is the path that you're going to follow, you never have to worry about money. So understand that purpose must be fulfilled. Purpose must be fulfilled in your life. What are you willing to die for? What are you willing to do even if you were never paid to do it? And what makes you uniquely angry? Those key principles will help you recognize the purpose that you've been established to fulfill in your life. There's no one else that can do it. Remember, yesterday we said that if you decide not to fulfill your purpose in life, you're not only hindering yourself, but you're robbing the entire world of a solution that we so desperately need. My question to you is, are you willing to give us the solution to the problem that exists right now? We so desperately need it. It's evident that we need it because you're alive. You're watching this right now. And it's clear that you need to release this purpose to the world. We need you. We need you. So here's the challenge. Here's the challenge. I want you to humble yourself. I want you to humble yourself. And listen, I can only share what has worked for me. I can only share what has worked for me. And so it's only natural for me to redirect you to the creator, to the manufacturer of the one that gave you the purpose. And so here's the challenge. I'm challenging you to pray tonight and ask God for a clear picture, a clear depiction of what it is that you're here to solve. Ask him. Here's what I know, okay? Here's what I know. When you do this, he's going to speak to you, whether it's going to be in a dream, whether it's going to be through someone else. I'm telling you, he's going to reveal it to you. Now, here is the key to understand. And this is the thing that that was shocking to me. Remember, I told you yesterday that I was at Eastern Michigan University and I saw a picture of myself speaking on a revolving stage to thousands and thousands of people. And it scared me. Like, honestly, it scared the mess out of me because it looked like it was something too big for me to accomplish. Okay. So what am I saying? When you see this, it's going to look like it's too big for you to accomplish. And the reality of it is, it's too big for you to accomplish. That's why you have to go to God to ask for direction on how to get it done. Okay. Give you a very powerful principle that, again, my mentor shared with me. All right. This cell phone, you guys can see that, right? Hopefully you can see it, I think. All right. If you can see this cell phone, most of you know on the back of that, there it is. On the back of that, you see an apple. Okay. Most of us that see that symbol know that that's an iPhone, right? We know that this is an iPhone that was created by Apple. However, what we don't identify with a lot of times is that if something was to happen to this phone, there is no way that I could send this phone to someone other than Apple and expect them to honor the warranty and fix it for me, right? If this phone breaks down, it is my responsibility, it is my right to send it to the manufacturer because they're the ones that created it, right? And so they know how to fix it. Too many times in life, we're going to people trying to get them to fix us. And man can't fix you. Man. Man cannot fix you because man did not create you. Are you hearing me? If you are going to have purpose revealed in your life, you have to go to the one who created you. This is why it's dangerous to attend seminars that says, I'm going to show you what your purpose is. This is why this Facebook group challenge is called Awaken Your Purpose, because I don't have the authority to tell you what your purpose is, but I do have the assignment to awaken it, to ignite it. I cannot tell you what your purpose is. I didn't create you. Are you hearing me? Therefore, my obligation is to point you in the direction of the one that did create you so that you can find the fulfillment that you're looking for. It can't happen through your spouse. It can happen through anyone that you're in a relationship with. It's not possible. And this is why so many people are frustrated. They're frustrated right now. 2018 was it was torture for some people because you were going to this person and that person and trying to find fulfillment in this endeavor. That's not it. God placed it somewhere where you can't miss it. It's on the inside. So here's the challenge. Pray and ask God to reveal what your assignment is in life. Now, that's only part of it. The second part of the challenge is to be open to whatever he reveals to you. Now, here's what's interesting. It's going to be something that probably scares you a little bit. Okay? It's going to be something that's going to challenge you to get outside of your comfort zone. Okay? If it's not getting you outside of your comfort zone, then I will always question whether or not that's what it is. Are you hearing me? Like me speaking in front of a stage on stage of thousands and thousands of people, for me at that time was very uncomfortable. Very uncomfortable. Just to see that was extremely uncomfortable. It was scary. Now, so that's the challenge. Okay? Seek God on what your purpose is and be open to receiving whatever he reveals to you. I'm telling you, he's going to speak to you. I'm telling you he is, but be open to it. All right. So hopefully that was helpful for you tonight. I cannot give it all away because tomorrow it's going to be a doozy. It's going to be a doozy tomorrow. So let's recap for a second. How do you recognize purpose? How do you recognize it? First, you have to identify what makes you uniquely angry. There's something that makes you a little bit more angry than everything else. Okay? Identify what makes you uniquely angry. Number two, what is it that you would do even if you were never paid to do it? In order to recognize purpose, you have to get money out of the way. Okay? Living a life of purpose, wealth is connected to purpose. And so, but if you're motivated by money, you will never be able to identify it. Are you hearing me? Therefore, what would you do even if you were never paid to do it? Right? And number three, what are you willing to die for? What is it that you're willing to die for? Mother Teresa, going back on our example, was willing to die for the homeless people if it meant that they had everything that they needed. Dr. Martin Luther King was willing to die if it meant that people, not just African Americans, but people as a whole can have a right to justice. Understand that the purpose that you've been set here to fulfill cannot be fulfilled through anyone else but you. And we need you. We need you. All right. So hopefully this was helpful tonight. If you so inclined, listen, share this group with people that you know that is seeking for purpose to be ignited in their life. I'm on an assignment, you guys. I'm on an assignment, and I have to obey. I have to. All right. So share this group. I would greatly appreciate it. If you're getting anything out of this, just comment below. If you have any questions, specific questions that you want me to answer, that's what this group is for, okay? And I want to make sure that I'm answering any specific questions that you have in regards to awakening your purpose in life, all right? So with that, that is going to be it for tonight. I appreciate you guys for joining us. Again, share this and always remember this. When you are living in your purpose, there is no such thing as competition. I'll see you guys tonight, or I'm sorry, I'll see you guys tomorrow night, 8 p.m. You do not want to miss this, all right? Share this group, write your comments and questions below, and I'll see you tomorrow. Good night, everybody.